Hi, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would go down some lists of things that I'm trying to work on that might be potentially helpful to everybody, specifically single moms, parents, especially of toddlers and busy elementary school kids. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna have the lighting face this way. Hopefully it'll give me some good vibes, but you can also see my non-aesthetic living room full of Christmas toys and shenanigans on the floor behind me, because this is life. This is not I didn't create this mess, but I know two kids who did. And I'm trying to find a way to manage everything that I'd like to manage within the house. It's very difficult when you're working, you're doing side hustles, you're trying to keep a clean and beautiful house. But that's not always achievable with two small children. So I've decided I'm picking very simple, achievable goals that could be helpful to somebody. I am very, how do I say? I am not great at having a productive morning and sticking to that productive morning every day. Meaning I'm not the kind of person that's like, let me sit down and journal. I journal, but it's sporadically, right? And I'm not the kind of person that's like, I'm gonna have my morning, I'm gonna walk by my coffee maker and get my coffee and sit down and, write down my goals for the day. I'm not that person. Do I wanna be that person? Yes. Will I eventually get there? I hope to be 80% that person. So that is a goal of mine. I'm not even gonna put a date on that. So I hope to get there. So I'm taking it one step at a time, and I'm only doing the 2 steps today that I hope to achieve for the rest of January of 2025. And maybe somebody gets overwhelmed like me, who has a lot of stuff that needs to be taken care of, but also you want to center yourself, maybe this will help. So let's dive in. So step 1, I'm going to be mindful and do self-care in a very bite-sized way. So what that means for me is my chair, I love it, my desk chair. It's very ergonomic, and I have it right by my bay window. My goal is to take a break for 2 or 3 minutes and look out the window, which I love. And of course we have snow now, which is really pretty and it's very sunny, and to just take in the winter scenery and breathe. That's it. Just inhale and exhale, looking out my window. If I had to think of something to do a little bit more taxing and strenuous, then it would be very difficult for me to make that a habit. But I'm capable of 3 minutes of just looking out the window, inhaling and exhaling. Number 2, I'm going to work on I have a lot that I'd like to do within the house. I got the house renovated 2021, about 80% of the house. There's still about 20% that needs to be done. It's an old house. This house was built in 1956, and it was renovated in the early 2000s, late 90s. So a lot of stuff needed to be done. So 3 years ago, I was able to, on my little, income, renovate the house at least partially, and put some lipstick on it. It's not fully how I'd want it, but it's beautiful. It has still some of the charm from the 1956 kind of original look of the house. So having another child in 2022, having a 7-year-old currently, I've amassed a lot of stuff. And then my ex-partner, he had a bunch of stuff, which he still has here. And his house is not huge. So a lot of stuff has been amassed. They have, grandparents that send them stuff all the time, family members that send them stuff all the time, and I'm usually having to cycle things out of here, take it to Goodwill, or just donate in general. So this house, being as small as it is, gets cluttered like that. So you have to stay on top of it. And when you don't, and when you're having an anxious week, or, any sort of like upheaval, it's hard to stay on top of a small house with a lot of stuff in it. So I've decided I'm taking it, again, slow. My goal is to clean up this living room and try to keep pockets of things that the kids can easily clean up so it doesn't become overwhelming with toys. They have a whole play area downstairs which needs to be organized. It looks okay, but it's still too much stuff. So we have to go through that as well. But we're not gonna talk about that right now. We're taking this slow, okay? So living room cleanup with smaller sections of toys that they can reach for. And then number 2 for the cleanup, My kids got a ton of stuff for Christmas this year. Not as much as they normally get. It definitely was dialed down. Last year and the year before we're still opening things, okay? But this year I was like, everybody, if you want to send my kids stuff, make it small and manageable. Please do not go overboard with the huge play sets, okay? So this year was actually smaller toys and less things, which I'm happy about. So I want to focus on the living room and then focus on cleaning up and getting through all of their clothes that they've received for Christmas, because they have received a lot. They got more clothes this year than toys. And I'm like, honey, we don't have space for that either. So again, I got to cycle through the old stuff that they can't wear and put the new stuff away. Haven't done that yet. So that's kind of just a pile in a crib, my daughter's crib that she does not sleep in. She sleeps in a bed with me. She is not a crib girl. So that was a wasted purchase. So yes, actionable steps. So going back 2 to 3 minutes at your favorite seat, looking out your window. If you love the view out of your home, taking a couple breaths, reset your breath, reset your nervous system, and you can go figure out what task is next. And then to the next thing, the smaller cleaning projects, because I get overwhelmed. Cleaning up one room at a time, the living room. And then once that's done, adding smaller projects, getting through my kids' Christmas clothes. That's the next thing. So hope this helps. These little micro projects, I get very overwhelmed with everything that needs to be done. If I go into the basement, I'm like foaming at the mouth about what needs to be done. If I go into my kids' rooms, I am foaming at the mouth. You know, it's just overwhelming. So a couple of projects at a time, smaller micro projects, smaller micro, mindfulness throughout the day. Hopefully that helps.